Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And today we're here to showcase another deck from the set of the Game of Gods. And it is called Throwing Boulders, because you know, it's just going to be a fun deck where we're just chunking dudes at your face.
Yep.
It's a little weird deck. It's not really going to be like super competitive, but my god, it's going to be super fun. But before we get into it, guys, remind you that we do have a Patreon down below. Go check it out. You'll get access to our videos early. You'll get access to our Discord. You get access to all of our other cool stuff that we have in our Patreon. It really takes just $1 to give us some love and support, and we greatly appreciate it.
And just also to remind you that we do have an actual deck builder for Force of Will. It's called FOW Grimoire. It is on Apple and Android, and there is a free version. You build the first 2 decks, mix in a match, send them to whoever you want, send them to us, and we'll definitely take a look for sure.
And with that, guys, let's delve into Throwing Boulders.
Yep.
So, the deck is Odin. We're playing the starter deck Odin, actually, because we like Pierce. I mean, it's the same mechanics as the other one. You get the front side, and then you can make a dude ordered and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And for those that don't know, when you order a Resonator, it can't be countered, it can't be chased, it can't be messed with. And the text that gets put on there can't be erased from it.
Yep.
But you can respond to any enter triggers that creature gets. So you get the chance to respond to it, but after it's in play.
Yeah.
So it's guaranteed in play, and then it gets to tap and call a stone when it says J side. And essentially it turns a Resonator into a J ruler.
Yep.
That's really all it does.
That you can tap a stone without even it being untapped, so it's pretty good.
But your ruler does have to be untapped. That is the one rule for calling an order dude, which kind of makes it a little worse.
Yeah.
Because you have to figure out when you're going to order, and some cards you don't want to, and it's odd.
Yeah.
But the Odin that we're playing is the Order of War. He has Force Command Faith, and then the ordered card gets +2/+2 in Pierce. That's really all you're doing.
Pierce is a very rare keyword in Force of Will, and here we're going to exploit it.
Yeah, and this deck actually has a lot of dudes with Pierce in it. It's crazy.
So we're just going to go through for sure. Well, with the first Resonator we have is Artillerist of Faith. It is a 1 white soldier, 3/3 Pierce. This card gains +X/+X, where X is the highest total cost among your entities you control. Enter, you may discard a card. If you do, this card deals 200 damage multiplied by the total cost of the card discarded this way to target player. Draw a card. Their opponent takes a bunch of damage, and you don't lose a card.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, this is the main boy of the deck.
He
You
is.
want to make sure that you get this dude always, because his whole purpose in this deck is to just be like, take damage. Take damage.
Put the giant creature in the catapult and go.
Yeah, I was like, there's a reason we're throwing boulders, and that's what he do.
Oh, yeah.
The friend that helps him is Misteltein, the Dark Sword Saint. She is 1 white for 4/4 with Pierce. Non-will activated abilities of other J Resonators cannot be played, so just know that you can't do that, but
Yeah.
it's what it is. She has Revolution, prevent all damage that would be dealt to her. If this card, at the end of the turn, recover it, and then once per turn on your turn, you can discard a card and put X1 counters on this card, where X is the giver mana cost of that card. That's the other reason this is really good, because you just throw the boulder at her and give her free counters. And she's got Pierce, so you're just like, she's huge.
Yep.
Die.
Swinging.
It's just kind of silly.
Only during your turn, once per turn, so you can swing and be like, you want to block this? Because good luck.
Yeah, and then she gets untapped, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yep, done. Asmodeus Demon is the next one is 1 darkness 2/2. Enter, remove the top 2 cards of your deck from the game. Put 2/1/1 counters on this card for each Resonator. Remove this way. Remove +1/+1 counter from the card. Your opponent loses 1,000 life and you gain 1,000. This is a nice buffer, just in case.
Yeah, and it's the other part of the old combo, which we'll go over it again when we get past all the cards.
Yep.
Next is Randgrid. She has 2 white for a 5/5 flying villain. This card gets +X/+X, where X is the highest total cost among entities you control. And then Revolution, destroy all J Resonators your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the attack of this card. She's kind of your free Revolution, get things out of the way, because there's a lot of dudes that are going to be in your way, and you're just like, no, I need them all dead.
Yep, just get them there. The next one is the Mimicking Beast. It is a black-green 1/1. So here's the other part of the thing. It has Pierce. Enter, remove Resonator in your graveyard from the game. Put X/1/1 counters on this card, where X is the attack of the Resonator. Remove this way divided by 100. Green and black, discard this card. Remove a Resonator in your graveyard from the game. Put X/1/1 counters on this card, where X is the attack of the Resonator. Remove this way divided by 100.
Yeah, this did get eroded. It does not say this card when you discard it. It's on target thing.
Yep.
You're like, hey, cool, target a thing, and then that thing gets the counters.
Yeah. Because otherwise it doesn't work at all.
But this is really good, and your target mostly for this is going to be Asmodeus' Demon. But if you have other things, or if you need to just be like, hey, remove a thing with him and make him a big dude, you can.
Yeah, as simple as that.
We got our boy back, Geryon, best doggo. He has 2 green, 2 black, and 1 for 15/15 swiftness, flying, and precision. And if he's Revolution, he has Pierce, because you can. Your opponent cannot play spells with total cost 1 or less, and then pay a green, remove this card from your hand, counter target spell 1 or less, or pay a black, remove this card from your hand, destroy target resonator total 1 or less.
That's really good.
This card's super good, and it's still going to be really good, and it's also a big cost card in this deck, so you can be like, cool, discard this to Misteltein, get 5 counters, and remove it with Mimicking Beast and get 5 more counters.
Or the Artillerist, take 10.
Yeah.
Just whatever. If you're a 10, take 10.
Or use it for its ability. You can.
Yeah, why not? The next one, of course, is Dracula, a reborn vampire in the Jewel of Darkness. Of course, he costs 1. He's a 4/4 flying barrier white. 1/1 counters on this card do not cease to exist if you put it in the field and graveyard from the library. If it dies from the field into the graveyard, it comes back to the end of turn with 2 1/1 counters. And of course, the chant has Remnant, so you may pay 1 less for each counter that's on this card, but it's a 6/7 cost. Destroy all J Resonators your opponent controls. But what happens when you discard this guy, Kevin?
Yeah. So his total cost outside of play is 8. So you can discard this to an Artillerist of Faith to deal 16.
Yep.
You can discard this to a Misteltein to get 8 counters, and then you can still have the ability to play it from the graveyard. You still have to pay the 7 if you do it that way, but it is
still,
what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still free counters and free damage.
And our favorite chunky boy here is the Avenger of Amadeus. It is 5 green and 5. It is a 10, basically max damage. We'll say 10,000, 10,000. It has Pierce Eternal, and when this card is put in the graveyard from anywhere, put it on the bottom of its owner's deck. Doesn't matter. You can discard this, take 20.
Yeah. You can Artillerist of Faith this dude, and you shuffle back in, so you're never going to run out of cards. Also, with the 3 cards we talked about earlier, Asmodeus' Demon, Mimicking Beast, and this, you get to kill them a whole nother way, because you trigger the Asmodeus, or the Avenger, and when you discard it, and you put that ability on the stack, but then in response...
Before going underneath.
Before you do it, you eat it with the Mimicking Beast, targeting your Asmodeus Demon, and then he gets 100 counters that you're just like, cool, remove all those counters, you die.
Yeah.
It's pretty cute little combo, and you can be like, hey, cool, die.
Just die. Just machine gun death.
And since Odin's already black, white, and green, it's just free value for you.
Yeah, it's super good.
And the final guy we have is Banquet Demon. Thank you, Charlie. I saw it, and it's hilarious because it's fantastic. But it is 2 black and 10, so it's a 12 cost.
Yeah.
0/0. You're never gonna play this dude, so don't worry about it.
Just don't. We don't care.
I mean, I guess you have the ability to with some removed cards, but there's no reason to.
Yeah.
Regardless, you're throwing this dude either at a Misteltein to get 12 counters, or with an Artillerist of Faith to be like, hey, take 24.
Take 24.
Why not?
So maybe even turn 1, you can kill someone. If you have 2 of these and 2 of the Artillerist of Faiths.
Yeah.
With a energy coin.
Yeah.
Just
it's kind of funny just to be like, hey, cool, throw these dudes, take your damage.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the whole point of this deck. By no means is this deck going to be like super competitive, but it's going to to be super fun to just be like, throw some damage.
That's what we're all about, is the brewing aspects of this, and this is here it is.
The spells are super simple. First one we have is Winds of Asgard, because you need to make sure you protect your dudes, because that's the whole purpose of the deck.
Yeah.
1 white in Wind of Asgard, quick cast, you and entities you control gain barrier, force Resonance Faith, you may play this card without paying its cost. So start of your turn, before you untap, you're like, hey, cool, play this. Me and all my stuff get barrier, so you can't mess with my Artillerist.
Yep.
Thanks.
And this good one, Keep the Faith. It is 1 costing thing. Quick cast, it has different things. Choose 1. Target J Resonator gains +4/+4 flying and drain. If you need to, through Misteltein, you never know. Put a target non-magic stone, non-enchant card with the total cost 1 or less from the graveyard onto the field. That's cool, thanks, Artillerist. And then, of course, put the Resonator power target alternative card with the Resonator power 1 or less. And that's for Dracula, obviously.
Yeah.
So you can just do that.
And you get another ability with Odin that says you can kill your J-Ruler, draw cards equal to the converted mana cost.
Yeah, Resonance Face, and then you're just
So if you need to, you can, but mostly this card is to get back a Dracula or get back the other 2 dudes that you need to the deck.
Yeah.
We have Absorbing Knowledge. It is 1 green, destroy target J-Ruler you control, draw 2 cards. This is to help get you more cards in your hand always. to make sure you get to the Artillerist to be able to kill them.
Yep.
And with this kind of deck, you're not going to have a whole lot of other way to deal with like your own order, because that's the biggest issue I've ran into with order is that you have to kill your own dude.
Yep.
So you get a whole lot of value out of it. And the Brad cards do that really well. This one is kill your dude, draw 2 cards, so it helps you just fuel your deck.
Yeah, especially if you draw something on that turn, be like, I need this to be ordered now.
Yeah.
All right, and of course we have Gungnir, Magic Spear of Devotion. Of course, it is the green, white, black. That's quick cast. Destroy target J-Resonator you control. Destroy all J-Resonators your opponent controls, and then remove all cards in your opponent's graveyard from the game. If you have Faith Resonance, which you will, you may pay a white and a black less to play this card during your main phase. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so if you have a Dracula, this is probably the best card for it, because you're like, cool, kill my Dracula, it's going to come back, and I get to kill your board.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you can kill your own Artillerist after you've done it, and then keep the Faith your Artillerist back. So you don't really lose your own value, which is kind of nice, because we only have a few spells in the deck, and they're pretty much all 1-costs. But it's pretty simple.
It seems simple and quick, so hopefully we can get there in a funny way.
Yeah, I mean, the deck's super fast if it works right, because you're just like, hey, take damage.
Yep.
The stones are relatively simple. We're playing Magic Stone of the 6th stage because it's mini color and it's super good. Ragnarok Fiery Stone because you're gonna have some time to set up. So if you get this turn 1, it's not gonna totally cripple you. Magic Stone of Knowledge because it adds green or it adds one of any color. If you have 3, and then Amadeus, the Holy Crystal, it adds white. And if you're playing against this double ruler, then you get another any mana of any color.
Yeah.
It's essentially a light magic stone, but better. Like,
it really is.
there's no reason to use this like a light magic stone over that, because if you play a double ruler, then you get extra value. But otherwise, it's just a light magic stone,
which is what most of your deck is anyway.
But yeah, this deck is super fun. I'm super excited to play it, just to be like, hey, we'll throw counters and do stupid things because
And
why not?
Maybe turn 1, turn 2, your opponent's dead. Who knows?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Knows? We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for joining us. The deck list will be down below. Go check it out and leave us a like down below and let us know what you think about it. See y'all.
Goodbye.
Make sure you hit that like button, guys, and subscribe to our channel. It would greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure you hit that bell to stay up to date on any of the notifications for our channel. And lastly, make sure you give us all the comments down below, and we'll make sure we get them.
And just to remind you that we do have a Patreon. It only takes $1 to subscribe. But for those Mythic and above Patrons, we like to give you a super thanks, and that would be Ryan and Magic Dragon Games. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
We love you.